Welcome to Top Shelf, where we seek truth,
opinion,
perspective,
and we seek solutions.
Wow.
Hey.
It's been, I can say, 5 months, 6 months.
Something like that.
That this has been in the work. So my name is Anthony Thompson. They call me the Black Thunder, Black Chocolate.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
And I want my partners, my friends, my brothers to introduce themselves.
So, I'm the young OG. They like to call me. My name is Jeff. I am super excited to be part of this creative podcast that we're about to establish. We're here to give our truth, our opinion, and our perspective. And I'm just glad to be part of this new journey with my two brothers rather.
You didn't count for the Holy Spirit. You was in the spirit.
Trifecta.
But it's your boy Fred, aka the Light-Eye Bandit, aka Sabina's husband, also known as LL, actor, writer, philanthropist, one day, I'm getting there. Director, future screenwriter, all of those things. I'm projecting those things. And maybe pastor. I'm still praying about it.
Whoa, pastor.
Okay. Hey, I don't know what God's going to do.
I didn't know about that,
I don't know what God's going to do.
Pastor Fred. Amen.
Hey.
You started your church in where, Kansas?
Hey, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
Listen,
honestly,
but I'll start the orphan right now.
That's it.
Early.
That's it. But I'm glad to be here with my brothers in Christ, my true friends, my kings that have been there for me countless amounts of times. It's finally happening, fellas. Y'all ready?
Nah, we ready.
We here.
What's the name of this podcast?
So that would be Top Shelf, right?
Top Shelf. So we came with the idea with Top Shelf. And the way this idea came about, I was just sitting one day and I felt it heavy in my spirit, heavy in my heart. And anytime I know when God is talking to me, it'll sit heavy. And I usually let it marinate, let it sizzle for a little bit, just to make sure that this is coming from God, is being guided the right way. And the word top just kept on manifesting. I'm like, top what? And then truth, opinion, and perspective. I said, okay, I can't do this alone. I got to bring my brothers into this. So I presented the idea to my brothers, and Fred I was like, there's something missing. Because I know it can't just be top.
Okay.
Something is missing. Fred added shelf, and I said, now I know why God joined me with these two brothers. And here we are.
Amen.
We're here to give our truth, opinion, and perspective.
Why is that so important to you?
So the reason why it's so important is generally when we're having conversation, we're giving our truth. So we're speaking from our own personal experience based on the topic or the discussion that we're having. And a lot of times it's also driven by our also own personal opinion, okay? Which also navigates into our perspective. So I figured that, hey, we sit here, we have conversations all day, every day regarding different topics, different content, and we're giving our truth, which drives into an opinion, which drives into a perspective. And then from that point on, you're able to make your own opinion based on what we're talking about.
The crazy part is like, Jeff, I 100% agree, is that we were having these inception conversations. Like, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, it was these multi-layered conversations that were deeper than any other conversations that we would have. And they would go into hours, the wee hours. And I'm like, wow, like we've looked at this topic from every angle. We need to do something with this. This needs wheels. It needs to go somewhere.
Why did you join it? So you didn't have to join it.
I didn't. Planet Fitness is down the street. I should join that, honestly. But honestly, no, the reason why I got on board is because, one, I know the character of you two guys. I know that I can trust you guys with my life, honestly. I know your character. I know who you are in God. And I know without the shadow of a doubt, anything that you guys put your hands to is going to be quality. There's quantity over here. There's a lot of podcasts. but you guys always look for the quality. And that was the key thing. Cause I mean, I've had people that have asked me to be a part of certain projects, and I'm like, let me check out. Let me sit in on your podcast first. Let me see what you guys are talking about. And they're just all over the place. So I know with you guys, we go into quality conversations, and that this would be a standard.
Standard of excellence?
A standard of excellence, absolutely.
I love it.
And for me, it's like, I think I joined and wanted to be a part of the podcast because, like my brother said, there's a lot of podcasts out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for this podcast, that person that's listening right now, I want to create solutions. A lot of time people create emotion. So I want to have solutions around just life. And then my king or my brothers that are out there that's navigating through life, I want them to also have a conversation.
Right.
I want them to also have a conversation wherever they're located. And being able to establish, a different mindset. So pull up a chair. Let's have a conversation.
Absolutely.
We talked about character. Why is character so important?
That's a good question. So with character, when we break down character, you're looking at an individual, you're looking at what their morals, what their goals, what they value, right? And when we put the emphasis on the value system that this person has, we can look deeply into their character. We can see what they're about, what they stand for, what they're against, what they're willing to stand up and fight for, what's their belief system. All that drives into that person's character. So we want to make sure that when we're having this podcast, we're having this discussion, we want to build the character of those individuals who may be confused on what their beliefs are or what they should stand up for, what they should do as kings, as young black men, especially. Because
Black and brown men.
Black and brown men.
Both.
Because we know a lot of times that a lot of them are
Don't
boss.
forget beige.
Beige. Can't forget a bit about our beige brothers. But a lot of times, especially what's going on currently right now in this country, in this world, is that there's a lot of lost souls. And there's not a lot of guidance that's going on. So the character that's supposed to be built and supposed to manifest within these young brothers, these young kings, it's lost. They don't know what direction to go. So we want to create that character where it builds for the next future generation.
And I want this podcast to be honest.
Absolutely.
I want this podcast to also be transparent. This week, I felt lost. And I wanted to understand, who do I go to when I'm lost? Who do I talk to when I'm lost? And I went to you guys. We had a conversation. We talked it out. We said, bro, this is what you can do. This is what you can't do. Because I feel like for me and my perspective, we're going through life and we're just walking. We're not going through life with a purpose. And I think, I know. I really want that person 5 o'clock in the morning doing Uber, turns on his channel and say, I need some top shelf conversation right now. Because I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know when I come back home at 12 p.m. if it's going to be the same thing. So I really want us to be able to really have a conversation and talk. And guess what? I might not know it, but hopefully the person that's listening, that person gets something from myself, might get something from Fred, might get something from Jeff, but get something. I am tired of taking the pie, eating the pie. I want the whole recipe. And I feel like I'm not trying to be serious because we just 10 minutes in the game right now. But it's like, we got to get in the nitty gritty of things. We got to be able to understand who we are, what level you are on that top shelf.
Right.
If you want to be average, that's on you. But I want you to be phenomenal. I want you to have a blueprint. So, Fred, character. for you? What does that mean?
I believe for myself, it's your integrity. It's can we depend on you? Can we depend on you?
Yo.
When the chips are down,
Mhm.
where are you at?
Yeah.
Where's your mind? Where's your emotion? Are you dedicated? Like straight up and down. Like Anthony, you said a mouthful. Really, I've always looked at my friendships by, are you there? Like me and my wife were talking about friends, right? And we were like, are your friends that you've had for the last 10 years still in your life? And why is that? You know? And is it because they changed, they grew, you guys grew apart? Was it that you found something in them that you didn't like and then you guys disbanded? What happened in that transition that transition of you guys' friendship, you know?
Mm.
And I've always just defined it as just being there, and me not originally being from New York, actually being from Kansas native, Midwest, I've always looked at it as being there. Like Anthony, like I can always say that without the shadow of a doubt that
Mhm.
you are there for me. Like Jeff, I can say without the shadow of a doubt, you've been there for me. Like without the shadow, and you haven't been in my life that long. And it's not many people I can say that with. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
can literally count on one hand the people that I have. So I would say it's that integrity. That's what character is to me. Is like, where you at?
I love it.
I think I think, where you at?
Where you at?
Yo, pull
on,
up.
on the next episode of Top Shelf. Where you at?
You pulling up or what?
Can I be honest? Like, I have a hard time having friends.
Mm.
But that's just how my journey was.
Mm.
So it's like, say for example, I love you guys,
Mhm.
but say tomorrow we're not friends anymore. In my head, that's okay, but that's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I program myself to think that friendship is a season.
Mm.
And I think my first time being
Okay.
vulnerable
Mhm.
is with you two and really being honest and
Mm.
saying, I don't know how to have friends. But you know what? You guys showed up all the time.
Mhm.
I think that's what made me like, whoa,
Mhm.
you don't have to be scared, Anthony, anymore.
There you go.
I think these people are real friends.
And you know, and that at
That's
the
a
beginning
fact.
for us, it was hard for me.
Uh-huh.
It was really hard. You know this. And it took a while because we take our experiences and we bottle them up and we say, hey, this person is not our experiences. They are not here to hurt me, because if they've showed up time and time again in our lives, then maybe this person is here to stay.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think our parents
Mhm.
or our environment to teach us how to have friends?
I pass this to Jeff. I need some time to marinate.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. And thank you, Anthony, for being vulnerable with your response. What Anthony
The
did,
only thing I could do.
he gave his truth. He gave his truth on what friendship is, based off his truth, based off his perspective, his experience. So for me, I grew up where I've always had friends. I've been very
Always.
fortunate where I've had friends,
Mm.
lots of friends, to be quite honest.
Mhm.
But a lot
Female?
of both.
Oh.
Both.
So you was
I'm
that
that
dude.
I'm
You
that
was
guy.
that
I'm that guy. What can I say?
You was a busy man.
A businessman?
Listen, I can't tell all, but you know what it is. But I have been very fortunate
Ladies,
to where
he is off the market, so don't
So
try it.
wait, yeah,
Ladies,
the
he's-
beige bandit is
yeah,
off the market.
He's off the market.
Literally.
But go ahead,
I
bro.
love my brothers, man. Listen, an NDA has been signed. But I've been very fortunate enough to where, growing up, so with my family, we value friendship.
Wow, really?
We value friendship. We value brotherhood, sisterhood. We just value just people coming together and just having a good time. And so for myself growing up, it was just, I didn't know any different not to have friends, whether if it was male friends or female friends. I didn't know any different. But I also seen where friendships fades out as you get older. People have their own lives. People get married, people have kids, people got things going on. You're not hanging out on the block, or you're not, going out partying or having conversations, on a daily basis as you get older, because people has their own lives that they have to navigate through. But my parents have definitely shaped the value of friendship for me. And so it's easy for me to gravitate towards people, and which made it easier for me to gravitate towards you two guys who are my brothers, because I already understood what friendship is and what it takes to have a friendship. Because for me, friendship is more than just, all right, that's my man. That's my boy, that's my guy. It's a brotherhood. So like what what Fred was saying is regarding with integrity, are you going to be there for me? I don't have expectations with my friendships where you're going to do the same thing that I'm going to do. But I do have an expectation as far as what friendship is, what brotherhood is. And knowing that if I call you my brother, that we may not have the same belief systems, we may not even have the same value systems, but you're going to be there for me just like I'm going to be there for you.
Hear me out.
Talk to me.
I'm a little confused.
Talk to me.
So you say you don't have to have the same value system?
No.
But, so...
Our value systems could be different.
Okay.
And that's subjective.
Okay.
So with value systems or even beliefs, we can have different religious beliefs.
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
Okay. We could value things differently. But, obviously there's a line. Obviously. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that saying is like, show me your friends and I could see who you are. Something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can see who you are in the next 10 years.
Exactly. So obviously so maybe I should clarify. So if you surround yourself around friends.
Okay.
Who doesn't have any goals, who doesn't have any morals, it's not really about anything, and that's your crowd.
Right.
Then most likely you're going to follow those same footsteps.
Yeah. Jeff while he was saying that, the scripture came up to me is evil company corrupts good morals.
Can you just say it louder?
I said for the people in the back. Evil company corrupts good morals.
Love it.
So you definitely have to scan who you're hanging around. Like that saying goes, if you show me your friends, I can show you where you'll be in the next 10 years. And if there's no one, then it's like I don't have co-laborers, then it's like, then I'm doing this all myself.
That's true.
I'm pulling the load myself. It's like we thrive in a relationship, and I don't mean just like a dating relationship, in friendship, people can scan around and like, so if you hanging with I'm not saying if you're hanging with a bunch of weed heads, that automatically makes you a weed head or whatever, But at the same time, it's like, if I'm on the outside and I'm looking in, that's what I'm thinking. I'm pointing that out. I'm like, oh, he's with them, so he is them. That's what it is. It's like if you saw a football team, right? And you saw me on with a jersey of that football team, the same type of jersey with the padding and everything, I'm a part of that team, So the goal is to find those people that you can be on the same team with, and they're going in the direction that you want to go.
And so that reminds me of a scripture, iron sharpens iron.
I got to really learn some scriptures because y'all just putting out scriptures left
iron
and
sharpens
right.
iron. Because
My brother's keeper?
Listen.
Where's that? Can I get a Genesis?
Galatians. Just start throwing scriptures out there.
I'm gonna throw
Proverbs. Iron sharpens iron. And any friendship, any brotherhood, any relationship
absolutely
should better you.
Absolutely.
If you're not being, if that relationship that you're in
Yeah.
And a relationship could be it could be a friendship. It could just be us three brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a relationship, right? And if we're not making each other better,
Mm-hmm.
then what is the value in that friendship?
Okay.
But I want you to talk to the person that may not be able to understand when in regards to the value of that friendship.
Mm.
Like he said, just going on and say, okay, you show up on Monday. Okay, you're going to show up next week, but not having real conversation. So if you can create a solution in regards of how do you know what friends are or who friends can be?
Consistency in the friendship.
Integrity.
Mm-hmm. That moral rightness, the integrity. Like we look for those people that, like, I love what Jeff said about consistency. That person that's always just showing up. That person that's always like checking in. You know what I'm saying? That person that's always like, and I don't think because sometimes we get so used to patterns. I think what happens is we get used to patterns.
I like that.
This person used to call me every day on Tuesday. Why they don't call me on Tuesday? Now they call me on Wednesday. You know,
They change.
They
You
change.
switch up.
Exactly. And you believe that in your mind because you don't know what this concept of friend is. You know? But what it is like
real.
you have to train yourself to like, hey, this person has a life. This person has things that they have to accomplish, things that they have to do. So I'm not going to get set into a pattern. I'm going to get set into this person being there when I need them, though. Like and if they do fail me, because people do fail. We're human, right? We're human. We do have error. You know, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We all.
Amen.
Now, can I be honest? And I'll be honest and transparent. I was a little, not jealous, but I'm like, damn, me and my bro can't go to the gym no more because his kids is here. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Bow. I think that was directly aired. Why you waiting for the podcast to say that?
Man. Listen.
I told y'all, and the person in the back, I'm being transparent right here.
Exactly.
But I had to understand that he's still going to show up.
Yeah.
In his own way.
Absolutely.
But if I was an old person, I'm always going to say to myself, damn, he is what he is.
Right.
Okay.
He just
Next person.
But Anthony, hold on, stay there. Stay right there. If you're used to neglect, right, from your past, then that may be a trigger sometimes.
Listen.
Because if we're talking about friendship, like PhD, you know what I'm saying?
Pastor Fred.
I prefer professor.
Professor Fred.
I really want you to talk about neglect.
Fred.
So if we are used to neglect, like me and you have had a conversation about this, like my father wasn't prominent in my life. So I believed anytime I saw somebody in my life being neglected, I'm fighting for them. It's you don't have to say anything to me. I'm fighting for you. Period. That's the reason why there's still people that I need to talk to in your life. You know what I'm saying?
No names.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like if I see people that were in the same situation that I was in, I feel for you. Like I put myself in your place, and I'm like, no, I'm not having it.
So are you fighting? So you're saying you will fight my battle?
Yeah.
But what if I don't need you to fight my battle?
If you don't need me, I'll back down.
There you go.
I will back down. But just know, if you need me, I'm there and I got you. You know what I'm saying? I come in guns blazing.
So you know what that sounds like? A relationship.
Talk about that.
Sounds like a relationship. So when you guys have your partners, you guys are married.
Amazing.
Let me tell you.
Black love.
Beautiful.
Let me tell you. It's
Black
new.
love.
It's new.
But what he describes is
very fresh.
Is a relationship. Because your marriage is still a relationship.
Absolutely.
That doesn't stop just because you have a new title. It's just that now there's obviously more responsibility, things like that.
Come on.
But your relationship continues to grow into the next level. You're fighting for your partner, but you also know when to scale back. Let your partner sometimes has to fight. Like, I got this, babe. I can handle this. But you're still there,
you're not
ready.
Calling me baby, right?
Nah, pause.
Pause on that. Pause.
course.
Pause for the cause.
But you fighting for your partner, and sometimes fighting for your partner is just falling back.
Mm,
You know, you know the balance. That's a relationship.
absolutely.
You better each other, whether it's side by side or like, yo, I'm in the background, but you know I'm here. The moment you need me to pop up, I'm popping up. Like he said, guns blazing. Not literally, but you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. But if you need them, I got them.
Yo,
That's it.
Wow. So that's an experience of the top shelf. And I want to just segue a little bit. COVID-19, 2020.
It has been a year.
How, like, can you just tell me, like, how was that 2020? Because we're in 2021 now, so how was that for you?
Honestly,
If you could title 2020.
I was literally getting into that bag. I was like, Anthony, get out of my head. I was literally like, if I could title 2020, it would be titled Meek Mill's album, Wins and Losses. Like that song he had. Wins and Losses. Literally, like, I can literally tally the wins and the losses. And my wins were bigger than my losses. Absolutely. Like, yeah, I lost 3 streams of income, but at the same time, I gained a wife. I gained my family. I gained like an extra family. That's what I mean. You know, I gained another job. I've gained a new mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I gained a deeper respect and a love for you guys. I mean, I won more than I lost in 2020. Hey, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl. Let's get into that. But we won't. But I mean, wins and losses. What about you, Jeff? What would you title it?
The Awakening.
Can you elaborate?
The Awakening. 2020 to me, what it symbolizes is us being uncomfortable. Because we're so comfortable with our ways. We're so comfortable with everything that we've been doing. You know, we're comfortable with our normal routine, getting up, going to work, you know, on the weekends, hanging out, whether if it's going to the movie theater, whether if it's going, you know, out to eat, you know, whatever it is. To me, 2020, what it symbolizes or what it showed me was that things need to be disrupted. Right? And our focus had to be refocused because we're focusing on some of the wrong things. You know, when you look at prior to 2020, we spent more time at our 9-to-5 jobs than we did at home. Or within our park, because we're like, we got to get that bag.
Absolutely.
I got to get that bag.
Right.
You know, the ones out there hustling, you know, hustlers, they don't sleep. You got to get this money, but you're not spending time with your family. You're not spending time with your loved ones.
That's good.
You're not focusing on God anymore. You know, it's you're idolizing something else. And so what 2020 did to me, or what it spoke to me, was the awakening of like, we need to refocus. I'm going to disrupt everything that's going on. And I'm going to have you guys refocus on what's important. And though we're in a pandemic, just like what Fred was saying, that there's wins and losses. He lost some, but he gained a lot also as well. He gained a beautiful wife. He gained an extra friendship. He gained something much more. And not saying that he wouldn't gain those things if there wasn't a pandemic,
right.
But I think the focus became more on, okay, what is really important?
What was important for you?
Peace. No matter what storm is brewing, no matter what's going on, to me, what focused was peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding.
That's good.
Why is that so important? Peace.
When you have peace, no matter what you face, you're not panicking. Your anxiety level is not going up. You know that, you know what? I'm going to make it. I'm going to get through. No matter what gets thrown towards my way. Peace provides comfort. It also provides wisdom because you can make sound judgment. You're not forced to make a quick decision. That could be a wrong decision. It's like, you know what? I'm going to let this marinate because I have peace. So what I'm facing right now, yeah, I could jump the gun. But if I want to make a wise decision, if I want to play chess, not checkers, I need to calculate my move.
Come on.
So it could be my best move.
That's facts plus tags.
You know, my next move got to be my best move. So for me...
Yeah, that's a Bible verse?
That's not a Bible verse. That's a trap verse.
That's from the Brooklyn book.
Listen.
That's straight up.
So that's what peace symbolizes as a whole to me. And I can honestly say that as crazy as 2020 was, I've had the most peace in my life, truthfully.
In 2020?
In 2020, to be honest.
That's good.
Yeah, I know people who've gotten sick. I know people who died from the coronavirus and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know me, like, you know, I follow CDC guidelines all day.
To no avail.
But there was no panic in me. There was no fear in me because I trusted in God and everything. Peace that surpasses all understanding.
Absolutely.
That will guard your heart and mind. And the moment I really understood that scripture, I was good. So when the pandemic hit, I had peace. So when that storm was coming, I wasn't panicking. I still took precaution, but I didn't panic.
How did you, so you said panic.
Mm-hmm.
How did you prepare for that panic?
Prayer. Trusted in God. Having a relationship with God. Understanding who he is. Faith over fear. Because a lot of times we operate in fear. The moment something goes wrong, it's like our anxiety kicks in.
Right, absolutely.
We start becoming fearful. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this. Oh my gosh, this is going to happen. But when you know God is in the middle, you know God's in the center of your life.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know what? What I have to fear.
Yeah. I think to add to Jeff's point, like we realized with COVID-19 and this pandemic that we're all on the same level. We're literally all on the same level, no matter what your status is, socially, middle class, upper, like the wealthy class, the poor folks. We are all on the same boat. At the end of the day, what matters is your life, your health, your family. That's what COVID-19 made us focus on. Is like your health, you only get one. This ain't no video game where you get an extra life. Like it's one life. That's it. And once you're gone, you're gone. What do you leave behind? It made family.
What is your legacy?
Absolutely.
What would your legacy say about you if you were to die right now?
If I was to pass away right now,
God forbid.
God forbid, is that he was a man of God, a man of prayer, very focused, very, very intentional. Absolutely. A man of the people.
That's a fact.
Most definitely. He was definitely a connector piece to other people. Cause I'm always that person of God made me my heart for people straight up and down, like made me to be able to love people on a level that a lot of people don't see, you know? And whether you for God or not, like I still got love. Cause I know that even if you don't acknowledge God, I know deep down inside who like that he's there. He's just waiting on you, you know?
Facts.
I think that's more than anything that what my legacy would call for, what they would speak about. And of course the laughs. Like he's a funny dude. That's what I would say.
What about you, Jeff?
I mean, just to echo what Fred said, a man of God, because everything centers around that.
Yeah.
You know, God is love. And, you know, we're called to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So just a man of God, a man of principle, a man whose trials did not equate to his tribulations. You know, a man who just got up every day and fought. You know, a man who didn't let his circumstances shape who he is.
Yeah.
A man who stood up with principles and integrity.
What about you, Anthony? What do you think people would say about you right now? Where are you at?
We was able to build a better tomorrow together because of love, because of community, and because of healing. And I did it with my wife.
I love it.
I don't know if I was ready for that question, but
it's all fun and games to the gun get
I
turned
think that's
back
what my
on you.
legacy says about me. And I want that person that's listening right now is like, what does your legacy? What does your legacy say about you?
Absolutely.
And are you living in your legacy every day.
Yeah, that mindset. Like, what does that look like for a lot of people? Like, if you, like, when you vision what it looks like inside of your mind. I remember I watched The Twilight Zone one time, and this guy was like inside of his own head. He got to see what it was like inside of his own head. His thoughts. His thoughts was like a library of these different books. And it's like, if you were to pick a book from the library of your mind, like what would you be drawn to? Like, or what does your thought process look like? You know? How does that serve the people around you? That's what that got me thinking. That episode, I was like, wow, this is it's like deep, and it's not trying to be.
It's not.
It's not. It's just like, oh, there's a twist to all of this, you know? But I thought that was deep.
That's what I would love this Top Shelf to be. Is like, it keeps on making you think.
Yeah.
It's like, what is your legacy? What does brotherhood mean to you? What is this and what is that?
Absolutely.
Because it's like, I feel like sometimes we stop thinking. And we're not being taught how to think outside of the box. So we just stay in the box and become comfortable.
We stop learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
But where do we stop learning? Or when do we stop learning?
Once we got comfortable. You said the key.
Yo, how do you know? But how do you know when you become comfortable?
When everything is just routine. When everything's redundant, it's routine. You're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
That's scary, yo, bro. That's scary, yo.
And it's scary. You're right.
That's scary.
But that's what happened. And that's why I feel like it was an awakening with 2020.
Right.
Is that it took us out of our routine.
Absolutely.
We had to adapt quickly to the city shutting down. You know, we're in New York. And we know, like, New York, we were like the epicenter of the pandemic in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Like New York City, the city that never sleeps, literally shut down. Like, no cars. You didn't really see people walking like that in the beginning of the pandemic. It shut down. And you know, with New York, it's like, New York teaches you how to hustle. New York teaches you how to go out there and get it. You can't be in New York and survive without learning how to get it. But it becomes so routine with our lives that we just get up, brush our teeth, hop in the shower, hop in our car or on the bus or the train, go to work, come home, kiss our wifey, kiss our kids if we have kids, and then that's it. Go to bed, and it's the same routine over and over again. We got comfortable.
Right.
So my question is, so 2020 we became uncomfortable, and now we're 2021, and we can quickly become comfortable again. How do we know when we're comfortable? You said a routine, but like, I want that person to keep on thinking like, yo, am I comfortable right now? Am I comfortable in my life? Right. Is my wife comfortable? Is she just living, like, is she happy right now? Is my kids happy right now? Like,
right.
When do we know that we're still comfortable?
By having those conversations. Because now, because of the pandemic, you're forced to have more quality time with your wife, with your kids. So now you need to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of us are working from home. Some of us still actually going to the office. But there's more, now we have access to more time than we ever had before. A lot of kids now, they're learning from home.
Yeah.
So there's more quality time that's able to be spent. So you can kind of see, okay, you know what? What is it that you like? What is it that you dislike? You get to know your spouse or your kids in a much deeper level.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that time to spend with them when you're just doing the same old routine
That's good.
prior to, COVID-19.
That's good. Jeff made an amazing point. Like, everybody's at home right now. There's no excuse kind of. I think one time a pastor told me that, like, when you get married, the person you marry is your mirror. Right?
That one more time for the person in the back?
Okay. For the person in the back, when you get married, your spouse is your mirror.
Beautiful.
They're the ones to let you know, hey, you got something right there. Hey, something is off right there. You know what I'm saying? You need to fix that. You need to get that together. They're your...
That's your first accountable partner.
Absolutely. Your running mate, so to speak. And I think now at home, for all the people that are working at home, they can give you, they can gauge you. They can tell you where you're falling off, where you're messing up, where you're slipping, Like, hey, you're while he was speaking, the main thing I thought about is that like what saps your passion away. Like let's say if you started a business in 2020, right?
That was good.
You started a business, it's booming on the internet, and then like all of a sudden your sales dip, right? And you're not getting the same sales that you got in 2020. And then so you start kind of pulling away from the business because you don't feel the passion, because when things were good, you was feeling it. But now it's like, and it's sapping your passion. It's taken away from it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how you gauge it, Anthony, to answer your question, is that when you feel your passion kind of waning, and people around you tell you that, hey, like, slipping.
Yo, listen. Listen to the circle around you.
Absolutely.
Or listen to that village around you.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yo, we did it.
We did.
It's our first episode.
That's it.
Wow.
That's
Top
it.
Shelf Podcast.
That's it.
We
We
got
give our
one in the
perspective.
books.
You know, we try to look at it from different opinions.
We just speaking our truth.
Thank you.